drive of the program. And your panelists will be Professor Oyade Koba, Assistant Professor Thomas S. Kedor, and Antonio Philip Wiesel. Thank you. Enjoy yourself and welcome to the program.
Thank you, Anthony Cuomo. At this time, we will call on Mr. Aaron Ben, the captain of your football team, for the presentation of the trophy to our dynamic president, Dr. Julius Juniper Salvo Nelson Jr. Good afternoon to all.
I am alumnus here, I'm the captain of the alumni support team in Belgium.
And we want to present this trophy to on behalf of the alumni male support team. We want to present this trophy to the president of the University of Europe.
Reverend Dr. Julius Salvo Nelson. We had this trophy in honor of our late president, alumnus SD, and it was a tournament where we will have 14, the Alumni Association of ABU, a young life where she worked with, and the alumni team and out of the senior class, foreign class. And happily, the ABU won their own trophy as well. So, on this day, we'll let you the trophy to the president. See, this is just the beginning. We'll have both of the win. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Now, so all of the alumni associations in Liberia, you want to play the alumni association team of the University of Liberia. Let's see our captain. There you go. We're going to play. And when the captain is leading the team, I'm following on midfield. So let's see how we score any goals. All right. Thank you for that. We are supposed to have a table here for a 20-minute round table discussion where we have our panelists, Professor Yado Koba, Assistant Professor Thomas S. Kedor, Anthony Alwong, Gina himself, Philip Wiesel. And so please get our table for our round table discussion. It is a 20-minute discussion. Our panelists here. Yeah, so we ask our panelists to please come up, come on stage. is Mr. Come Radio now? Where are they? Where's the Mr. Come Radio? Again, you can't come from Mr. Come Barcelona. So Mr. Come Radio? Oh, we've got Mr. Come Mr. Come is well represented here, so don't worry. They are well represented. So if you have them to speak with you. This program is being broadcast live on our radio, on our Facebook page, and on our website. With all of our social media pages, this program is being aired. And so we urge you to go there and see. And so those of you outside, please make your way in and make the program a colorful one. Because I get up. The role of the alumni in the developmental drive of the University of Liberia.
Good afternoon. It's an honor to be here today, looking at the topic. My first point of view on the issue of development. Those who do economics will tell you development is part of improvement, moving from one stage to another stage. It's the beginning of school, daycare, elementary, junior, senior, high school, then move to university level. This is why it's a cooperative growth without development. It means that the country generated much resources, but didn't match development. So development is an improvement, moving from one stage to a better stage. And how can we do that as members of the association? The best is to serve as ambassadors. Whenever people speak of ambassadors, we look at it from a political perspective. Yes, that is true, representing a country outside. But as graduates and former students, we are also ambassadors. Moving out there, representing the University of Liberia. Speaking for the university, making contacts for the university. Through that, they have development. Everything can be government. But some of us who are out there can also contribute, serve as good ambassadors for our alma mater. It comes in two forms. Alumni, if you look at the etymology. That is to read this from the book. It means graduates and former students. Former student comes from two forms. You graduate and still a former student. Former student in their context means you attended the university, but you didn't graduate. They have to you the senior year, you travel somewhere, and you go out to university. So you consider yourself a former student. But still back and also of the university of the and to be fair and fair with you, the university put up many graduates. Any university in that field, they will play statistics. So all we need to do is to rebrand the association. Rebrand the association. Look here. Tell you there was a book being prepared, I think that with Fatu over there, the listing of members of the association. If you look at that, thousands of people. What is homecoming? Homecoming, like somebody said, coming back to your alma mater, into our heart. We need to rethink what is it that we can attract people to the association. They say that we don't show concern about members. Morality and also recipes to us. Do not despise the poor people. How many times we visited people who are sick when university? How many times? Few days ago, I visited with Kuma. I had Kuma. Okay, I went there as a former student. And I had a child with him. Can we do those things with old people? We say, oh, somebody is sick. Can we pay a visit? I always told people in life, they not just money. In public relations, there's something called a visitation. You get up in the morning, you speak to your neighbors. That alone, you're not taking the money. Hello, Mr. David, hello, Mr. God. We need to be praying. We are too many to be able 100% in this room. So after that is, let us be good at Lazarus. If we do that, we'll be able to connect with the university. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Philip Bishop. We now ask Professor Galeko Mapole, the second panelist. Mapole, you are welcome.
Mr. President, members of the University Cabinet, fellow colleagues, allow me to apologize for sneaking up on the stage. And although I can say that we have another colleague because we're in communication with each other up to somewhere around 10:30 last night, and we had no confirmed time for this program. We were figuring between 2 o'clock and 12 o'clock, but we're here and we're grateful to be here. We've been asked to speak to you briefly on the role of the alumni in the development drive of the university. The first thing that happens when a student graduates from college is that they try to join a big group to the association. This means that people have a sense of belonging, people want to feel a part of where they're coming, and people need to know activities the university is involved with. The University Alumni Association can help development in a number of ways. But before they get engaged, the first thing that needs to happen is that the association, the office of the alumni, they're not reaching out only when there is a need for fundraising. People want to feel a part and know that what they are a part of is something that does not only come alive once a year. Once a year. I agree the university is in dire need of so many things. But like my colleague said, we are all ambassadors. And permit me to say, there are some ambassadors that are goodwill ambassadors. There are some ambassadors that are developmental ambassadors. They will look out for ways and means. There are some ambassadors that will keep connected to the source. There are other ambassadors that will turn their backs and sometimes even misrepresent the university or the institution. We believe not about taking money out of your pocket. It's about even the positions you occupy with the plans that the university has for its development. And I won't blame us, and I'm speaking from the perspective of an alumnus. If we know what the plans are of the university, we know where the university is going, it's easy to look at where we are to think about how we can make a contribution. And that will reduce the amount of stress you might have by putting your hand into your pocket or your handbag to contribute. Really strong partnerships from where we sit can offer well to help development at the University of Liberia. How can the alumni play a role in the development of the university? I think, and at the risk of sounding like a broken record, engaging them all year round. And I mean all year round. It may not be on a daily basis, but a newsletter, a flyer. Now we have a website at the university, and the Alumni Association is on that website. So there are activities that you can follow. I think one of the concerns I see, and as we try to build BRs in institutions and companies, we're looking for alumni that will be active in these cells. Not only will it bring you together in your offices and places of work, it will also provide the opportunity to share information about what is happening at the University of Liberia. We need to look at also areas that promote the university. If we are all ambassadors and the goodwill ambassadors, promotion of the institution should be one of our cardinal concerns. How do we go about that? I heard a story a few weeks ago, when we lost the president of the University of Liberia Alumni Association. Somebody remarked, one of the things he could not do was to get his daughter to attend the university. For us, that is cardinal. How can we help increase enrollment? It may not be such a serious problem now, because I think even grappling with how we deal with the current increase is a problem. But now that we know we have an increase in enrollment, how do we mitigate some of the problems associated with the increase? emphasizing from where you sit in our various roles, in our various capacities, there are things that we can do as alumni. Somebody remarked that if you took University of Liberia employees from all of the institutions in this country, you will lock everything down. Everything. Why then should the university scramble for pittance of nothing if our people are out there who can open doors? Don't get me wrong. Some of the programs you supervise and administer are things that you can use to build partnership with the University of Liberia. We are now contemplating on being among the top 20 universities in West Africa in 20 years. How do we get there? Can we help you with some of the research that you need to inform the work you do? The people at the university who can do that. Can we partner with you to implement some of the programs that you have? The university is making a trust towards the community. We also want to be a corporate university. Some of you have information we can learn from. Some of you have experiences we can build on. This is one way the university alumni can stay engaged with the University of Liberia. Of course, the alumni have a goal, raising funds to help the other institutions. How do we go about that? If we have so many alumni out there, and each one of us can pay $1, I like to say a month, we can raise money, and it will go something. And I'm sure $1 is not too much. I know some people will think, why you carry the thing so low? I'm carrying it so low that I think those of us who are unemployed can be able to contribute. I know some of us are in positions where we can triple their amount 100 times. But we need to have a common denominator. Universities around the world strive on gifts from alumni. If you're in that position, we also will be counting on you. That is one way you can engage. The other thing you can do for us is to let us know where you are and what you are doing. We want to know people we have put out from this institution. Where are they? Where are they in Liberia? Where are they in the diaspora? We also want to know what they are doing. Because nothing is so important as knowing that the institution that prepared you is also concerned about your well-being. And I'm speaking from personal experience. When I got promoted at this university, somebody got the information, and it gave me a good feeling knowing that my alumni newsletter carried a tiny column, alumni so and so, promoted to this role, class of so and so. Please let us know where you are. Our time is up, and I think those are some issues we can consider as we think about how we develop the University of Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Board. Thank you. And now we go to the next and final panelist for today's roundtable discussion, Assistant Professor Thomas S. Kedar, Academic Coordinator, Alumni Graduate School. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much. The President of the University of Liberia, Dr. Nelson, and other Vice Presidents present, members of the Cabinet, Faculty Senate, fellow panelists, the President and leaders of the Alumni Association, the University of Liberia, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank you, first of all, for placing me on this panel, because I think it's important that we contribute our quota to the university. So I'm excited to be one of the panelists today. My discussion will synthesize what all of the panelists have said. So that's why it will sometimes be last, but you have a way of summarizing. When I got the invitation from the leadership and I saw the topic, and then I started to think, what is it that we've been doing? And what is it that we can do better? So my approach to this discussion is about first acknowledging the fact that we have the Alumni Association, this university, and that particular leadership has been doing a lot, and we need to appreciate it. So for instance, the t-shirt I'm wearing is one of the outcomes of the work, which is a regular thing we always get every year when there's competition. So I'm wearing the 100. I got the 101, and I also need to get one for my wife, because she also graduated from the university, from the accounting department. And then you also have sports events that we go to organize, like the one we had where the Alumni Association won, and then they kick off at the medical college. That was quite interesting. So we enjoy ourselves, like today, it's all day. After all, I know there are people in this hall, I know the music, he says, there are some people in this place who don't like my business, but we got ourselves in front of them, so it's our day. Some people don't like it, forget it, just enjoy yourself in front of them today. And that's why we're here all day. So there are things that the Alumni Association has been doing. Coordinating with other people, the Vice President was here the other time, International Vice President, Ameli. So there's a lot more that you've been doing. I think, first of all, I need to appreciate you. I've been listening to the Director for Alumni Association, Alumni Affairs at the University. I managed to meet her recently at the GIS, at the Medical College. I saw her yesterday. I think third time I just saw her again. So I appreciate the work that has been done, especially by the university, for having a committed director. Besides the leadership that we always have in elected people. But I want to bring new perspective to the whole work of Alumni. The first thing is that when we graduate from the school, we are proud. So we go about doing our businesses, we enjoy ourselves, get our jobs, do anything. So for instance, I'm the president of the Alumni Association from the College in Asia, in Liberia. One of the things the school has taught all of us around the world is that first thing on your birthday, you receive a birthday card. Write in your email.
and they show you snapshots of some of the things we were doing on the campus. For instance, we're in Old Jerusalem, we're climbing the hill, Golgotha, coming down, going into the grave, when you're touching the base of your hands, and then you start blasting in there, you want to touch it, and you feel so rebuked and blessed. So, and they show you that picture. Your heart clicks back to that institution. You're glued, because you're working every year they were doing. They have new programs that are coming up. Like now we have new programs at the university. They are advertising and sending to you to share with your people and recommend people to go. That's just a way of sticking to that school. That's one of the things we need to do. So now, are we really together in terms of right after here? When I look for the University of Liberia website, I got the Alumni Association pull up there. I really want to know what's going on. Sometimes we will tell you, since we graduated, what are the new successes you're making, what are the new things you are engaged with, and you write a story. So now, one of the things I would recommend, because I'm participating in that with other schools, is that we have alumni newsletter. It comes up every month. If we can't do a month now, we can do 2 times a year or quarterly. Because you want to know what's happening, and you see the number of things that are going to come to you that are going to feature on that particular website. It's possible. Second thing is that because we graduated now, we enjoy ourselves, we are the ambassadors for the school. So, a number of the institutions will call me and say, okay, we have this situation, we want you to throw some light on it, have some political issues, development issues. So there was a guy who called me one day and said, what did you study at the university? So I told him when I was at the university, I studied political science. Then I said, why you ask? He said, because I want my son to study what you study. You know what that means? That person is attracted to what I'm doing. So they think that their son can follow suit. What I'm making is a recommendation. The Alumni Association has to be the one that is doing career day. I've been around this campus for almost 5 regular time now in terms of teaching, regular, not doing campus. So I don't see what we have career day. Some people might want to know why Dr. Nelson studied. Because from the science college, she's president of the university. There's any students who want to be president of this university or other university, our leaders, all the vice presidents. They come from different disciplines. The chairperson will have the departments, the deans. It is our job to sell the institution because we came from here. So we have to bring others here. That's part of our job. So high school students who are in the 12th grade, how do we now do career days? We go on their campuses or invite senior students. We have to keep this basic. Not only our alumni day during convocation. We have to sell the university. Let me tell you, many schools are springing up. My own son left this university and says it's an old institution. Where did he want to go? Dr. Foley knows. Say he's going to STARS. I said, but we're now offering computers. Say, I'm going to STARS. That means, as times are changing, the children who are coming out, they're also changing. And that's why the university is expanding all these opportunities. So we have to be the ambassador. Our career day function has to be very robust so that students know what we're offering in this institution. Second aspect, when we bring the students in, as a leader of this university, we have to academically equip them. So what do we do? As far as I know, anybody can bear me witness if I'm lying correctly. The place we call bookstore at the University of Liberia now is where we collect academic costs. We have to change that name. If we want to put gowns and these things there, the bookstore is where books are sold. I work in the bookstore when I was at Australian National University. All the professors who are teaching their books are there. And all books that students need, because based on the curriculum, just collect full syllabus from all the departments at the university. See the books that are being taught. It is a job of the Alumni Association when you hustle for these things abroad, you will get them free from the universities. And I think you fee when you bring these boats and put them in the boat store, students are going to buy. Who makes the money? The Alumni Association. So we need a bookstore. We don't have a bookstore. You prescribe books for students, some of them can get it online. To the point that in Australia, you cannot copy a book more than 10 pages. When you copy 10 pages, anything about you'll be arrested. It's intellectual property right. In Liberia, some teacher will take the whole book and copy it and give it to the students. In fact, some of them will sell the book they don't own. Photocopy the book and sell it to the students. That's wrong in the academic arena. So we have to fill that gap. Because we brought in the students that were allocated careers, we recruited them in here, we have to now equip them academically. So do the career days, people will choose where to go. Now they're on campus, we provide opportunity for them to have access to academic environment. Now, also over this campus, and many ways to make money. People say cafe does not make money. We went to Fella, I was asking the foolish, because I was going to Fella or America, the office people that were found place to say. So I said, but there's no common area. There are common areas on campuses. Common areas are the disco place. They sell coffee there, chairs are there, internet, you sit there doing some assignment reading on the computer. That's common area. But that's business area. So the Alumni Association is supposed to be taking lead in those areas rather than us recruiting people to kind of raise spaces to provide common areas. Because we are alumni. That's another way we can generate knowledge, support academic development, but also linking up with our resource needs. So we say university development, how do we fit? And my argument is that this country will not develop if we can feed ourselves. One of the issues we have in this country, I was on the campus, federal campus, the other day we were walking, we saw the cows. I thought the cows were for the university of here. Somebody told me that those cows couldn't go down there for grazing. When I was in East Africa, I had an opportunity to lecture on a course called Human Rights and Development Planning because that's what I studied at Turin in Italy. The UN sent me to the school, United Nations Staff College, where you do human rights and result-based management planning. So we plan for the countries, we help the countries to plan to do their development agenda. Then the UN develop for the United Nations Development System framework, which in turn supports the program objectives of the country. At this Ababa University, when you see the cow, when you see it's like forest, and we have departments here where people are learning animal husbandry. Every day we buy $5 grocery on this campus. The university cannot grow one goat. Alumni Association, are you hearing me? Those are opportunities. Because we got a free grass in our fender, when you put the goat there, it will help this family. The thing we call wool room. You make $50 per hour in Australia. People who brush that machine that costs the ground. We don't have those machines here yet, but we put goats and cows on that particular field. We allow us to eat the grass. But we make money out of those things. If you're producing those animals, sooner or later you're going to put a plant where you can slaughter half. We will be making money. Our students will be studying because we have the book and treat animals. We are producing them to have a job to do. Even the books that I was talking about, students will be studying there, but also they will be workers. I'm prepared to place my books in the university bookstore because I place some in Stella Marie. $20 for a book, I give $5 to Stella Marie. One copy to sell the car. That money is money. Imagine how many books faculty, other librarians who are not faculty here are reading. If you're selling and you're getting that commission, just cool money going into your coffers. Another place we always forget, when I was in East Africa, Bill Gates visited, and that time I was the UN coordinator advisor. So the resident coordinator and the secretary for the Academic Commission for Africa, I had to be the secretary in that meeting in the co-op. It came back happening. Bill Gates plan was to give every family 1 rooster and 3 hens. The essence of that, Bill Gates got is we can end poverty and we grow chickens. In the morning, the full of program the thing we eat it but we don't want to fix it. So you get the bread, the tea, and the egg. The full of will on that small level in our community will start crediting for this full of begin to celebrate everything. So Bill Gates' philosophy about East Africa was that not most people were growing chickens, but everybody's eating chicken. Even here people eat chicken, chicken feed. So the land that the University of Liberia has, why is it okay not in one country? Is it a big project? So if you're asking me that we don't have seed money to start, I can give you an answer. I think in the development system, UNDP, World Bank, the other day we'll have symposium here, the World Bank manager of 35, I think a week ago, and he was saying to me, is the agricultural college putting something together now? Because the technical symposium we had, and he made remarks. The point is, if we have the plan, we can find the money. If we have the plan, we can find the money. One of the partners said one of the things about a dollar campaign. I paid $100 to the proper school of economics in the science. The proper school of economics in Australia. I go on the link on the web page for the Alumni. There's a place to pay. I use my card and pay the money. At the end of the year, what they do is that they have a report that we can generate a report. And you feel proud when your lead is there. They're using that money to do a lot of things at the university. So students who are clever, who don't have money, they do different things. Now we have a convocation. It's possible that the Alumni Association is supposed to be getting all the schools, the students, the children who are losing the school somewhere there, the poorest of the poor. We pass through this and I know. So Alumni Association is supposed to be getting scholarship. Even 1, 2. Say because we choose the college, we send it to a master program at the University of Nigeria. How do we get the money? So if we need a pastor who doesn't want to appear in the list. Everybody might want to be in that, but it depends on the strategy. So we have a lot more to do, and I can commit myself in a way that if we want the leadership to capture some of the things we're talking. I'm prepared to help the leadership. We can do a strategic planning session so that you have a 5-year plan that leads from here now moving forward so that you begin to have a plan and that you begin to act on that plan. By that way, we'll be helping the university and the president's vision about moving this university to higher heights. Thank you.
A round of applause for all of our panelists. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. What I gathered from our 3 panelists is that there is a call for innovation. As I sit and look at the cheers in this room, I'm asking myself, where are the incoming graduates? I know the euphoria that usually accompanies this event. And so the incoming graduates usually fill the hall, and to the point that those who graduated, yes, but don't have seats. But today is another one. I hope we go out in the world, in the words of some of our panelists, that we will be ambassador for the University of Liberia. Thank you to our panelists for this splendid presentation. At this juncture, we ask Madam A. Roma, Executive Director, Alumni Affairs, to introduce our keynote speaker. Let's welcome Madam Roma.
County Senate President. It's not often that I get to introduce a classmate, Tiawan Dongo. So please bear with me. This is an abridged profile of Tiawan S. Bongo. Tiawan S. Bongo hails from Green, Zobe, Mesone, Clan, Yahweh Mesono, Statutory District, Nimba County. He was born on August 6, 1956. He graduated from St. Mary's High School in San Quentin, Nimba County in 1976. He obtained a bachelor's degree in economics from the University of Liberia in 1981. I remember that day, we flip out person the same day. And an LLB degree from the University of Liberia in 1988. He was admitted to practice of law in the same year. Councilor Gongo became member of the Supreme Court Bar in 1994. Currently, he is a member of the examining board of the Supreme Court Bar. He is a former fellow of the W.E.B. Boyd Center for African and African American Research at the Faculty of Arts and Science at Harvard University in 2004, and a former fellow of the Carr Center for Human Rights at the Kennedy School, Harvard University. He obtained a certificate in human rights advocacy at Columbia University in the city of New York in 1990 and became the first trained human rights advocate in Liberia. From 1990 to 1994, he was executive assistant to the interim president of the Republic of Liberia. Also, in 1994, he was commissioned into the Armed Forces of Liberia by special order for the singular purpose of serving as trial counsel of the Special Court Martial Court that was established to persecute General Charles Zulu and others who attempted to overthrow the National Transitional Government of Liberia, then headed by Professor David Omakor. In 2006, he was appointed Solicitor General of Liberia, and he served in the post until mid-2009, when he was appointed as Minister of Labor. In 2003, he was one of the 3 human rights defenders recognized by the Human Rights Watch, a New York-based human rights organization, and also in 2004, he was given the AR Rusting Freedom Award by the Philip Rudolph Institute in Atlanta, Georgia, USA. He has served on the election monitoring missions abroad. In 1994, he was a member of the United Nations Observer Mission in South Africa. In 2005, as an electoral consultant for the Carter Center in Ethiopia, an election observer for the Carter Center in Ghana in 2005. President. He is president of the Liberian National Bar Association, assistant professor of law at the Louis Arthur Grant School of Law at the University of Liberia, managing partner of the Gongo and Associate. The focus of his law practice has been largely on the promoting and defending human rights, especially freedom of expression. Councilor Gongo maintains that he is a peacekeeper through his legal service in defense of the marginalized and abused. He is also chairman of the Civilian Complaints Review Board of the Liberian National Police and the Liberian Immigration Service. Councilor Gongo is a lifetime member of the Governing Council of the African Bar Association. Councilor Gonglo is the founder of the Wilfred K. Gonglo Educational Foundation and foundation established to carry on his late father's legacy of eliminating poverty through education. He is a writer and it has written in many newspapers, including but not limited to Chicago Tribune and the Wall Street Journal, and many newspapers. He has delivered speeches on human rights and governance issues in the United States, Europe, and Africa. In terms of political orientation, he is a progressive politician who has been part of the struggle for a better life since the 70s. He is the active president of the Movement for Justice in Africa, MOJA, a founding member of the Liberian People's Party, and a member of the Boys, a pro-democracy advocacy. Councilor Gonglo is a Christian and a member of the Christ the King Catholic Church. He is married to his beautiful wife, Mrs. Soni Kulako Gonglo, and is a father of 3 children. But this is another thing, Councilor Gonglo, that I have to tell you all. I sat in a classroom. I think our instructor was Nathaniel Patriot. And Nathaniel Patriot asked everyone to introduce themselves. Councilor Gonglo, after several introductions, Councilor Gonglo got up and said 5 words. I am Tiawan as Gonglo. At that time, the whole class, the entire class, turned their neck towards Councilor Gonglo. If you did not know who he was that day, from that second, you knew him. I'm very proud to have known you for several decades. I don't know the number of years now, but it's been a lot, several decades. He's always been an astute person. I love him very dearly, very respectful, and admire him for a whole lot. So to this day, this historic auditorium where we played many roles in economic class, where it was scholars, and for the first time, advanced micro and macroeconomics was starting in the University of Liberia. My brother, my friend, my classmate, please come to take this.
Thank you. It's so kind to me. Me, as a senior professional, this was a very brutal and they don't telling me we should start from what does on the other side saying Councilor Gonglo, the former Solicitor General, and Councilor Burr, the former Chief Justice, don't know law. I'll teach them the law today. Young lawyer, many years, and I will do. But that is how our profession is. So, President, you know, my classmate, and so you know, that go together, live on the civil review hall, the vice president, another classmate, welcome from your powers, we do fresh courses together. Those are friends. I don't know how to address you officially. My big sister and senior at the University of Liberia, where they call my Maria. And, oh, sorry. For a lawyer, that is unintentional. Members of the full estate, other distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Before proceeding any further, may I beseech you to stand with me for one moment of silence to the memory of those alumni who, over the last 100 years, have transitioned from life to death, especially those who were made to forcibly transition in the Liberian civil conflict, such as Alumni Victor Ward, Albert Seymour, Junior Richardson, and others who were butchered
were members of the Independent National Patriotic Front on the Federal campus of the University of Liberia in 1990. And Wogabi Tapia, Comrade Mbole Dog, amongst others, who were brutally murdered by the armed forces of Liberia, and the president, some president of the University of Liberia, who either died or were killed during the armed conflict, especially Dr. Stephen Dickinson, who was killed by members of the National Patriotic Front of Liberia. Thank you. You may be seated. Over a week ago, I was called from another alumni, dear friend, sister, classmate, Bendu Roman, and asked whether I would accept to serve as the keynote speaker at the 100th homecoming age. Without even a second to think about or request, I told Bendu, how can I say no to such an honor? I told Bendu, besides the fact that I consider this request an honor, it is a culture duty to perform a service for my organization and my alma. Then I concluded by saying to her, Bendu, I am a messenger, and I'm always looking for an opportunity to deliver a message at any time and anywhere. Therefore, even if the occasion were to be held tomorrow, I will be there. Subsequent to alumnus Bendu Roman's call, I received a letter from the acting president of the UL Alumni Association, Martin Penny. In that letter, I was asked to focus my speech today on the theme called Reflecting on the Mandate of the University of Liberia in Preparing National Leaders. What was the mandate of the University of Liberia at the founding of its precursor, the Liberia College, in 1862? In the preparation of the leaders of Liberia. According to the website of the University of Liberia, shortly after the independence of Liberia, it was clear that the country needed to have the means of educating its citizens for public and private services. The finances were established in the Liberia College did not come from the government of Liberia. The original sources of funding this great venture for the training of Liberian leaders in the public and private sectors came from the New York Colonization Society and the trustees of the Nation for Education in Liberia. Today's panel before me was, in my mind, meant to stimulate suggestions and recommendations for changing the history of private support for the University of Liberia. While one of the two organizations that financed Liberia College in 1862, the trustees of the Nation for Education in Liberia, still supports the University of Liberia to this day. I consider it shameful, a very shameful part of the University of Liberia's history, that Liberians, especially well-endowed members of the Alumni Association, have not taken full responsibility for providing private support to our alumni. I appreciate the continuing goodwill of the trustees of the Nation to Liberia for education in Liberia, and I even had the opportunity of attending one of its meetings held in Cambridge, Massachusetts in 2005. along with then UL President Dr. Hassan Conte and Vice President Luvina Ash Thompson. But I strongly believe that for the University of Liberia to keep depending on an organization that has set up Liberia as a young independent nation is not a situation that we Liberians should be proud of. This situation of continuing dependency on private donations from abroad for a period nearly as long as this country has existed creates an impression that our independence as a nation is a mere declaration and not a reality. We have to break from this situation of continual dependency. No human being or nation can be truly independent if it depends on others for its basic needs and the need to educate one's own children or the children of the nation. At this 100th anniversary of Homecoming Day, we alumni of the University of Liberia must commit ourselves individually and collectively to give back to the University of Liberia. We must make a firm determination to be the largest source of all donations to the University of Liberia. The capacity of the University of Liberia as the oldest institution in Liberia for the training of Liberian leaders will remain weak if a large percentage of its funding continues to come from the government and foreign donors, such as the trustees of the Nation for Education of Liberia. We need to learn from the example set by the first president of the Republic of Liberia, who was also the first president of Liberia College, the precursor to the University of Liberia. He, for me, is the greatest past president of Liberia I ever studied. He was nationalistic, patriotic, committed to the success of Liberia, and a humble leader as shown by the fact that after serving as president of Liberia, he agreed to serve as president of Liberia College, and thereby brought his leadership experience and skill in order to make the idea of establishing a higher institution of learning for the future leaders of Liberia become a reality. Above all, Joseph Jenkins Rice was a generous leader. He set an example that no other past president of Liberia has ever followed. He built his coffee farm, then located at Mamba Point to the Methodist Church for the education of the children of Liberia. Up to present, more than 100 years after his death, the children of Liberia continue to benefit from the generosity of President Joseph Jenkins Ramos through the Jenkins Ramos Educational Foundation that the United Methodist Church has managed so far. At this juncture, I want to congratulate the United Methodist Church for being a good executor of the will of President Joseph Jenkins Ramos. If all our past presidents had donated or willed a portion of the properties to the University of Liberia, our alma mater would have been in a better position today financially. On this note, I appeal to former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, current President George M. Weah, to follow the great example set by the first president of Liberia, considering willing a portion of their lifelong belongings to the University of Liberia. I urge all former students and graduates of the University of Liberia, as well as friends of the University of Liberia, to donate or make provisions in their will for the support of the University of Liberia. Another source of raising money for a university is the naming of buildings for At the American University in Cairo, Egypt, the administration courtyard is named the Link Plaza after Jonas, Mr. and Mrs. Truman S. Link. The courtyard fountain of the same university is named Adil Aziz El Mazri Fountain, named after the donor Adil Aziz Farid El Mazri. And even meeting rooms at the university are named after donors, such as meeting room PO 21, named the Elton Laughing and Treat Foundation Room, named after the donors Mr. and Mrs. John Elton Treat. At the same university, the rooftop entertainment space is named Paul and Charlotte Carteret Terrace, after the donors Paul R. and Charlotte P. Carteret. And lastly, the president of the university's office terrace is named Arnold Terrace, after David D. Arnold and Mrs. Sherry D. Arnold. This is what is done at many universities around the world. Spaces, structures, and objects, even trees, are named after donors or persons that donors want to honor. For example, if many of us, the Alumni, want to name maybe a department, a hallway, a hall, or any room in honor of our cherished first female president of the University of Liberia, Dr. Mary Anson Brown Sherman. Then let's raise the money as donors, especially those of us who were here between 1977 and 78, which was vice president of the little of president of the brother, and we cherish our memory of Sherman. We should not let in the place of honor. We should raise the money and give it to the university, make some source of funding for that. On this note, I appeal to families of those who parents were honored by the University of Liberia by placing their names on departments, halls, and buildings to make general donations for the upkeep of those departments, halls, and buildings. I haven't given you money, buildings, farms, parcels of land, farmland to the University of Liberia. For example, the William P.S. Tubman family who donated the Chocota farm of President William P.S. Tubman or his house in Cocatown to the University of Liberia for the upkeep of the William P.S. Tubman Teachers House. Similarly, the Tubman family who donated Tubman farm in Bethlehem for the upkeep of the William R. Tubman College of Agriculture and Forestry. These are just few suggestions of funding sources of funding for the University of Liberia. In reflection on the mandate of the University of Liberia in training adult leaders in the public-private sectors, we cannot end this keynote address without looking at the type of leaders that the university embarked producing as Liberia College in 1862 and later on in the University of Liberia. The type of leaders that the university committed itself to produce is reflected in the motto of the University of Liberia, quote, "Lux in tenebris," in the Latin phrase which means light in darkness. The graduate of the university was supposed to be light in darkness. We college educated Liberians trained by the University of Liberia, were meant to be light in darkness, both in the public and private sectors. Yet, when we take stock of ourselves, I do not think that we can be proud that we have all lived up to the dream of becoming lights. If all of the students trained by this university had given concrete meaning to the dream reflected by the motto of the University of Liberia, light and darkness, our country would not have been as backward as it is today. Some of our fellow alumni were lights when they were here at the university as students. But upon their graduation, they needed a switch off and became dark. We must privately and openly be critical of our fellow alumni who betray the motto, light and darkness, in order to promote the good name of our university and to prevent our country from collapsing again. Nobody trained by the University of Liberia can ever count himself or herself among the poor. A University of Liberia graduate can use his or her creativity developed by this university to find an honest means of survival in teaching. Those alumni of our dear university who betrayed Lord's integrity by amassing wealth through dishonorable means are driven by the greed for wealth and not by mere desire to survive. We must keep our distance from such alumni and even expose them for the good name of our alma mater and the good of our country. Otherwise, we risk being termed birds of the same feathers. As Albert Einstein once said, quote, "The world will not be destroyed by those who do evil, but by those who watch them without doing anything." We must expose them. This is we are not saying. On this 100th anniversary of Homecoming Day, I call upon fellow alumni in Liberia, around the world, that we must make a solemn commitment from this day on to commit ourselves to supporting our alma mater, the University of Liberia, and conduct ourselves in our communities, in our offices, in manners reflective of the true meaning of God's intelligence. We have no choice. Before taking our seat, dear members of the Alumni Association, I call upon each alumni of the University of Liberia to make a firm commitment to donate at least $100 to the University of Liberia per year, beginning today. And in this way, for credibility, I will donate $200, one for myself and one for my wife, Dr. Sodium Polako Okomo. Now I'm rich, but I can never pay the University of Liberia. Never. I will not even pay the University of Liberia 2% of what I receive. This university. We must show gratitude to the university. May the Almighty God give us the strength to be loose.
vigorous applause. Serving as our guest speaker, our keynote speaker today was not a mistake. Thank you, Councilor Gombo, for that inspiring speech. As I sat in my seat, I was mesmerized. Thank you. I was moved. And I think we need to rededicate ourselves to the cause of the University of Liberia. We need to really stand up, play the role of an alumni association. Thank you, Council. At this time, we want to recognize the presence of Dr. William E. Allen, the former Vice President of Academic Affairs, who are also our keynote speaker at the Faculty Scholastic Recognition Program of Vendor Campus. Thank you, are welcome. All right, at this time, we will call on Associate Professor of Anthropology and Dean of Students, VP and Dean of Students at the University of Liberia, Professor Sekou Dawei for presentation of the graduating class. Welcome, Bob.
Dr. Julius Caldwell Nelson, President of the University of Liberia, the Vice President, and our distinguished panelists. The first thing I want to do is to make a correction here. When I was in junior high school, there's a story of a friend who was in GW Gibson, but tried to impress upon a girl that he was in CWA because the close resemblance of the uniforms. And he always told the girl to meet him at CWA. By the time they rang the bell at GW Gibson was slightly different from the time they rang the final bell at CWA. So the girl was always in a race, running down Capitol Bypass, getting down the Crown Hill, climbing up to get to CWA so the guy can meet him there. He succeeded, but after some time the girl noticed something. Every time she met him, he was sweating profusely. So she was wondering whether his last class was physical education. I'm trying to say that I did not graduate from the University of Liberia. I'm a former student of the University of Liberia, so I will not go and calling myself that. And the University Alumni Association also need to do justice. It is usually alumni and former students. So please, so we can also be proud. The time I spent here, the last time I was sitting with B.B. Jackson and all the speakers before us were telling us the years they graduated from the university. So he turned to me because I was right after him. He said, people won't put us in trouble. Okay. I do the task that I'm asked to perform. The interesting thing, I'm still trying to look for the students that I'm supposed to, the graduates that I'm supposed to present. But there's a strange coincidence. Tonight is the class night, and the guys are downtown trying to prepare themselves for the class night, but I'm sure there's some representative group here. So if you are one of those who graduating, please walk in from here. Proudly walk in from here. Great. Thank you very much. The acting president of the Alumni Association, and members of the Alumni Association. I'm proud to present to you a representative group of 3,312 for admission into the Alumni Association of the University of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We now call on alumnus Martin Mulapeni, acting president.
Julius Abdul President of the Bureau, distinguished Vice President of the President of the Bureau, Pastor Tewon Oro, alumnus of the President of the Bureau, the President of the National Association, our distinguished panelists, on behalf of the third committee of the Alumni Association of the President of the Bureau, I hereby receive this graduate who will be subsequently elected at the convocation to confirm upon them the right and privilege as alumni of the University of Nigeria. So thank you for so graduates, I will ask them to take a seat as we move forward. I'm also requested to make special remarks. First, I let's say thanks to all of the speakers, panelists, the keynote speaker, for the level of presentation they made. I think one time, several institutions in this country have been challenged. And I think the Alumni Association is also challenged. I was saying, I think I have full capacity and potential to turn our own story around. That can only happen if each of us decide to purchase another ticket since we live in the University of Africa. Because most of us have a one-way ticket, or we need a return ticket. And that return ticket should be permanent. So anytime we have to look and say, hey, we have a school that help to build our capacity, that set the ground for us that we are trying to do. So we didn't go back. We go, if that to do it individually, we will have to do it collectively. But I think the Alumni Association set has a very unique platform that if all of us start to value our Alumni Association, we will be able to gather the necessary resources to support the University of Nigeria. And has moved forward since we assumed the leadership due to the unfortunate passing of our leader, Jim Davis. We have been contemplating on several activities that will bring the University of Nigeria Association. I think our leaders will also be having some challenges, but we have some proof points. I think we need more engagement. We need to reach out to most of our colleagues who are busy. We need to reach out to them. We need a robust leader strategy, a leader relation program that we highlight some activities and bring some of our colleagues closer. So, Councilor Bongo, I pre-launch the fundraising initiative that will start in the next coming days. And we also want to encourage an inclusive and participatory alumni association, where all of our irrespective of distance, we see the need or we have the opportunity to one another contribute and extend our association. So one of the things that we try to do, we decided to decentralize activities of the alumni association. Like the national association, the local bar, the local bar, we took thinking of creating the Basel bar or the University of Association, the NIMA chapter of the Alumni Association. So if we have all the counties have their own association, if we have all the colleges have their own association, operating under the ambience of the Alumni Association, I think it will be a valid point for more people to come and give us support. So in the county, we work out our strategic plan of action as to how to proceed. We are in the process of forming table communities and position for table responsibilities. We also talking to some, but we are not to have a board, we have a board. We are in the process of forming that board. We are in the process of forming that board. The board will be there to help the administration who has necessary resources. But we think we also need to look at the laws, to reform the laws and give the board more great authority for checking our purposes. Because one of the issues that we face with the issue of openness. So we thought that we must open association and we highlight all of the activities before the membership generally on activities. So we will have a series of meetings, general meetings, the big quarterly. We have a series of meetings. So as we pass through